हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम 11th क्लास के लिए एक बहुत अच्छा टॉपिक लेके आए हैं और हम इसे डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। टॉपिक है आपका प्लांट किंगडम से लास्ट टॉपिक। सीबीएसई 11th क्लास एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है, अल्टरनेशन ऑफ जनरेशन। ये बार बार पूछा जाता है और काफ़ी स्टूडेंट लोगों ने इसमें प्रॉब्लम भी देखी, स्टूडेंट बार बार कंफ्यूज होते हैं। तो इसको करते हैं, आज डिस्कस करते हैं अल्टरनेशन ऑफ जनरेशन। Alternation of generation. Alternation of generation means when one generation is repeated by or altered by another generation of different ploidy. What do you mean by ploidy? Ploidy is total set of chromosome present in one species. So in alternation of generation means when one generation of one ploidy is repeated by and other generation of same species but with different ploidy. मैंने आपको बताया प्लॉइडी क्या होता है। प्लॉइडी इज टोटल सेट ऑफ क्रोमोसोम प्रेजेंट इन ए स्पीसीज। एक स्पीसीज में क्रोमोसोम का कितना सेट है, तो वो हुई प्लॉइडी। हमारी प्लॉइडी क्या हुई? 2n ह्यूमन बीइंग 2n क्रोमोसोम नंबर 46। तो हम लोगों में कितने सेट हुए? 2 सेट। We have 2 set of chromosome in our body, so we are diploid. In a similar pattern, plant can be haploid. In haploid we have example algae. Plant can be diploid. Example your gymnosperm and angiosperm. Gymnosperm and angiosperm. Similarly, they can alternation of generation in bryophytes and pteridophytes. Bryophytes and pteridophytes. So the actual alternation of generation we can see in this bryophyte and pteridophytes. So let's come to one by one in each group and each type of the ploidy. We will see alternation of generation in each group of the plants. So come to the haplontic type of life cycle. Haplontic type of life cycle means this alternation of generation can be haplontic, they can be diplotic, they can be haplodiplotic or diplohaplontic. Haplodiplotic or diplohaplontic, right? In this case, haplodiplotic we have example algae, and in case of diplotic we have good example gymno and angio. And similar pattern in case of the haplodiploidic, we have example bryophytes. Similarly, in diplohaplontic we have example pteridophytes. So now we will come one by one in each group. So firstly, haplontic type of life cycle. Haplontic type of life cycle. In this type of life cycle, main lifespan is represented by haplontic cell. Main life cycle is represented by haplontic cell. Mean we can say gametophyte. So here gametophyte. This is gametophyte. It will grow and at final stage it will produce gamete. Process will be gametogenesis. So there will be two types of the gametes here. This gamete will fuse, mean there will be fertilization, and it will produce zygote. So they are gametes, zygote, and zygote will haploid 2n, diploid, and this gamete will haploid n. So since it is haplontic type of life cycle, mean maximum lifespan will be represented by haploid structure. So this zygote will immediately undergo meiosis. After meiosis, it will be produce large number of spores with ploidy n. This n ploidy spore will individually grow into gametophyte. So this is one of interesting type of the life cycle, haplontic type of life cycle. Haplontic type. And best example I have already given, algae or algae. So this is haplontic type of life cycle. In similar pattern, we have diploidic type of life cycle. So I am making here diploidic type of life cycle also. This is haplontic. Here diploidic. In case of diploidic, we have main representing stage diploid sporophyte. So we will have sporophyte. This sporophyte will undergoes meiosis for gamete production, mean for gametogenesis, and after meiosis it will produce gamete. So these are gametes. Their ploidy will be n. Then this gamete will again fuse to form zygote. So this gamete will fuse, fertilization, and they will form zygote. This zygote will grow into sporophyte, right? So here only haplontic phase for a small duration, that is this one. From here meiosis will have held from here to here. This period is haploid, otherwise it will be diploidic type of life cycle. So its example is gymnosperm angiosperm. Now, third type of the life cycle is haplodiplontic type of the life cycle. Now come to the haplodiplontic type of the life cycle. I have to work one of the diagram, or I will try to make here. In haplodiplontic type of life cycle, we will have gametophyte, and ploidy of gametophyte will be, and this gametophyte will produce gamete, gametogenesis, and all gamete will be haploid, obviously. So these are gamete and they are haploid. Haploid means N, because this structure was haploid, hence the process of formation of that type of division which will takes place in gametogenesis will be mitosis, because haploid is already haploid. So after this, these gamete will fuse and they will form zygote. So process is fertilization, zygote. This zygote will grow into sporophyte, and zygote will have haploidy 2n. Now after some time, this sporophyte will undergoes meiosis and it will form large number of small spores with ploidy N. This spore will again develop into gametophyte, right? So in this type of life cycle, this upper part will be diplontic and lower part will be haplontic, and this type of life cycle will be called haplodiplontic type of life cycle. So in this case, we have haplontic spore, they will grow into haploid gametophyte. Haploid gametophyte will form gametes with process mitosis, cell division, gamete will fuse, process fertilization, they will form zygote will develop into this sporophyte, and after sporophyte there will be meiosis will form spore which will be haploid, so they will give growth to the gametophyte. So now one by one I am explaining them again for your understanding. This is first type, haplontic type of life cycle. It takes place in algae. In this type of life cycle, maximum lifespan will be haploid, but it will be diploid for some time. Only this stage diploid, but overall is haplontic type of life cycle. Best example is algae. Now when we will come to the second type of the life cycle, that is diplontic type of life cycle. In this, maximum lifespan is represented by diplontic phase. So finally gamete will produce after meiosis, and after meiosis gamete will form. There will be N type of gamete will again fuse to form zygote, and this zygote will always diploid, and this diploid zygote will grow into sporophyte. So maximum life cycle represented by sporophyte, which is 2n in ploidy, or we can say diploidy diplomatic. So diplomatic sporophyte will form spore with meiosis. Spore will always haploid N, or zygote will always 2N. This 2N will develop into the sporophyte. Sporophyte will form spores. So this is type of diplomatic type of life cycle, and it is found in gymnosperm and angiosperm. Now third type of life cycle is haplodiplomatic or diplohaploidic type of life cycle. In this, if we take the case of the bryophyte, in bryophyte main representing stage will be gametophyte, and gametophyte will always be haploid N. So this gametophyte will form gamete with the meiosis, and this gamete when fused they will form the sporophyte. Zygote develop into sporophyte. Sporophyte will not be independent in case of bryophytes. Sporophyte always depend upon the gametophyte for its nutrition as well as for its growth. So this sporophyte after growth, it will undergoes meiotic cell division, and after meiotic cell division it will form haploid spore. This haploid spore will again develop into gametophyte. And in case of the bryophyte, in case of the pteridophyte, major representing stage is sporophyte 2N. So 2N will undergo meiosis. It will form gamete. Gamete will develop into gametophyte. Gametophyte will have independent existence. They will grow on the land. They will form the gamete, and after gamete fusion, they will form the zygote, and this zygote will again develop into the sporophyte. So haplodiplomatic type of life cycle, bryophytes and pteridophytes. Bryophytes and pteridophytes. So maximum type of alternation of generation is shown by bryophyte and pteridophytes. Acha, I want to ask one question from you. Which type of life cycle represent in human being? You will answer it to me in my text. I will wait for your answer. Which type of life cycle takes place in human being? Human being में किस तरह का life cycle होता है? चलो ठीक है. I am finding this topic here. It is very interesting topic, and if you find any problem, you can text me for any doubts in this topic. We will meet with another interesting topic in the next class. ठीक है. Bye.